Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a podcast Orange. I'm your host Tom Crescenzo, and joining me as always is my co-host Samuel L. Jackson. How you doing, Sam?
How the fuck are you doing, motherfucker?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you have to insult me that hard, right?
Shut your ass mouth.
Oh, okay.
Did I ask you a goddamn question?
No, I was just trying to bring up the show and introduce you. You're part of
Motherfucker. I don't know, that's all I got for you.
That's the full extent of Samuel L. Jackson.
I have to work on it. It's not like up to par with my McConaughey impression or my Adam Sandler impersonation.
Do you have those?
I do. Well, we'll save that from another time. Yeah.
That's for a later date.
That's,
You gotta buy tickets for that one, guys.
Yeah, that's like prime seating. I'll work on my Sam Jackson, though.
Yeah, because that's gonna become a quintessential part of Podcast Orange. You know that, right?
Yeah, as impersonations. Overdone impersonations of people. Well, speaking of black people, we had a black hurricane.
Yes, we did. Isaiah.
Hurricane.
First black hurricane. 2020 is really breaking ground on all levels.
And I thought that, a black hurricane, that it was going to come a few days late.
Oh.
All right. I'm just kidding. Please don't hurt me.
Oh, baby. Good God.
All right.
I mean, I think it's funny how, a black hurricane does kind of differ from a white hurricane. Like, I didn't hear about a lot of damage, but there is one guy who died right by my neighborhood because a tree, impaled him in his truck.
Yeah.
That's what you call a black hurricane death. White hurricane deaths is flooding and shit. Black hurricane deaths is getting impaled in your truck while you're driving.
Stabbed.
You're getting stabbed with a tree branch while you're trying to get home from work.
What did that guy do also? That guy was probably a racist.
Yeah, right. If he was driving a truck, I'm sure he didn't exactly have favorable views about anything.
No, he probably had a, kiss my gun bumper sticker or some shit.
Yeah, right. He just has an All Lives Matter sticker on the back of his truck, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, it's not."
Hillary for prison 2020.
No, I don't know that guy. Rest in peace.
Oh, wait, he's actually dead.
I know. Yeah, that's true. It was basically because on the day of the hurricane, it was it was kind of crazy because I didn't really know. I was just kind of putting it off. People were talking about there's a hurricane coming up with this week. It's yeah. But then, I'm actually at work, and I saw it, when it was happening. I was like, oh, fuck. That's a hurricane. The rain is going sideways. And then when it came time to drive home, I was driving home at, 5 o'clock. I was scared. My car is not that tall, and I could still feel the wind, moving it. And I was like, shit. And, I get to my neighborhood, and it's, I'm driving down the road, and I'm just trying to be as safe as possible. I'm like, all right, I'm almost home, 1 minute before I get home, and then I see my neighborhood, which is just filled with huge trees, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I gotta get through a minute and a half of potentially dying now, and I'm driving through my hood, literally every tree is thrashing, and I'm like, dude,
it's like a video game where the trees are in the middle of the road, and you just have to drive around each one. I mean,
I was so not prepared to risk my life just driving home that day.
Although I did think I don't think it's actually called Isaiah. I think it was Isaias or something.
Isaias. So it was a Jewish hurricane. First Jewish hurricane, everybody.
We've come to take your house down.
Wait, boy, this is what happens when you don't pay your federal income tax. But then when I got home, I was my friends were texting me, and my friend who works very close to my home was basically just somebody literally died right in front of my job, and we were all like, what? And he's like, yeah, this dude got impaled in his truck by a tree branch. Jesus. And I was like, holy crap.
That fucking sucks. Yeah.
It's could you imagine if you were the only one who died for a pretty mild hurricane?
Yeah.
And that's how you died?
It always makes me think, it reminds me of people who got killed by pussy ass animals. It's dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, right. Somebody got attacked by a cassowary in Australia.
Yeah,
dude, that's a bird.
If I'm gonna get murdered by an animal, it's gotta be a grizzly bear.
Yeah, someone gets attacked. If I'm gonna get killed, it can't just be a pig.
And an ostrich pecked me to death.
Yeah, an ostrich sliced my entrails open with its toenail. What a cool way to die.
How do you say that at his funeral? Yeah, he got killed by an animal. What is it, a lion? Was he getting ripped open? No, it was a fucking zebra just trampled him.
Yeah, right, you're trying to, his son is I don't understand, but did dad die in, a cool way? Did he get, you said he got killed by an animal. Did he get, ripped? Did he get, eaten by a shark or something? It's, actually... a house cat jumped on top of him from a tree branch and ripped his eyes out of his face. Like,
or you get like eaten by like a bajillion ants. They just
right. Or you just get swarmed by bees. Getting swarmed by bees would be horrifying, actually. Though that's a pretty horrifying way to die.
Well, there was that game that we used to play, like, would you rather? Blah, blah, and one of the questions was like, would you rather get killed by a lion or like a bajillion ants? I'm like, I would not. If I get killed by a bajillion ants, like, what was my life value?
Yeah, right. Like, if a bajillion ants can take me, I was doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's
because people are like, well, what if they outnumber you? It's like, dude, just jump in the water or something.
Yeah,
like,
just go like this with your hands.
Yeah, just rub. Like, just do this really
arms.
hard and fast, and then run away. Like, they're just ants. They're not that fast. Like,
but bees, bees would. That would suck because your face would just get all like puffed up.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd die and you'd be ugly as fuck when it happened too.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
doing an open casket funeral, fuck no.
Yeah, right. Like everyone's like, I want to see his face. Ah, never mind.
Nah, put this casket down.
Yeah, the guy like the mortician was just like, yeah, this one was not fun.
So we can't even see.
I tried as hard as I could to drain the fluid. He still looks like a fucking inflated Care Bear.
When
like
I put makeup on, he just looks like a Tim Burton creation.
Yeah, he looks like he's from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Just like with a puffed up face. But we have a lot to talk about today.
We do. We do.
We have demon sperm and pussy juice.
Oh, yeah.
And
we've got W.A.Ps.
We got W.A.Ps.
We've got, I mean, both racially and that song.
Yeah.
There's a lot to go into today. What should we talk about first? I mean, you said Demon Semen, which is the name of my new band, everybody. We'll be dropping an album.
Demon Semen.
We'll be dropping an album soon.
What would be the first song?
Probably, if the first song is Demon Semen, then maybe the next song could be like Devil Come.
Devil Rape.
Devil Come. Then the following song is like
Raped by an Angel.
Yeah, Raped by an Angel. Or just like Dick Strangled with a Halo or something. Actually, Strangled with a Halo is a song. Pig Destroyer, thanks for that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Demon Semen is literally like it's a perfect, in any context for a metal band, it's perfect. It's a good song name, it's a good album, it's a good band name, it's a good tour.
Anything but it rhymes, but also has like a good tone to it. It's like tongue in cheek.
Yeah,
you know,
and you see yourself running on stage like, thank you all, we're Demon Semen. This is Fisting Infant Assholes.
And people would remember. Nobody would be like, "What was the name of that band again?" Like,
yeah, right. No, because some metal bands have names that are just like like cephalotripsy. Like nobody's gonna remember that. Or like there's another band called Cephalic Carnage. Like I don't know what it is with this whole cephalic thing, but it's like there's like 5 metal bands that have like cephalic as a prefix.
Yeah.
But then it's like then you have a band like Dying Fetus, which
people
is memorable.
Remember that.
And then there's Demon Semen, which I think is perfect, but unfortunately it's not actually my creation.
No, unfortunately it was it's made by a quack doctor who was endorsed by none other than the President of the United States. So that's where we're at now.
Yeah, basically this woman is, I'll give you the gist. Jack could give you a better rundown, but I'll give you the gist. This woman is supposedly a doctor, and she believes that the reason people's lives fall apart is because they're having sex with demons in their sleep, and their semen is like infecting their soul or something.
Yeah, she says that
basically my sexual fantasy is what she believes happens
getting raped by a demon. That just makes you think of that Seth Rogen movie where Jonah Hill got molested by that demon.
Oh yeah, what movie is that?
This is the end.
This is the end, right?
He just gets raped by the devil.
It also makes me think of that movie Rosemary's Baby, where they literally make her fuck Satan. Like they just have her. Oh, sorry, I kind of spoiled that.
That's one of my favorite horror movies.
No, that movie's amazing. You should check it out. Even though you now know what happens, it's still a great movie. You should check it out.
It's an excellent film. But she says that gynecological issues such as cysts and endometriosis result from sex with witches and demons in dreams. So not even in real life, but if you dream that you're having sex with a witch or a demon,
it's real.
But so sex with a witch, like if you're having a dream that you're having sex with Hillary Clinton, does that count?
Yeah, right. If I have a dream that I'm sleeping with Ghislaine Maxwell, does that count as
or Ellen DeGeneres?
And if it's like a female demon, do they still have semen? Is it still semen or is it eggs at that point?
Female. When she's like comes little demons, or
your demon just has like horns and like you
just
like
with
a little sperm with horns and a pitchfork.
going to the eggs.
Yeah, they're like poking the eggs with little white pitchforks. Like,
You get like the Wicked Witch of the West theme song playing. Like as they're fucking going to the
little
eggs.
demon sperm swirling around an egg that's like, no. And then there's like,
you and your little ovaries too.
there's like a demon egg. It's just an egg with horns and a tail. It just sits there. Like, it doesn't do anything. It's just the demon egg.
Just a crudely designed triangle.
And then other, like, regular sperm are just like, I don't know. It doesn't look that different. Like,
It's just, you know.
it's the same shit.
We all have the same job, guys. There's no reason to dress up fancy.
No, but I mean, it's just kind of like, to me, this is why it blows my mind that people take religion seriously. Because it's not even that you can't take value from religion. It's just that if you see just the sheer level of, like, retardation that comes out of the mouths of seriously religious people, like, I don't know how you can't question it. Like,
Well, also, it's like, see, here's the thing with religion, like, listen, if you're, you know, Christian or Muslim or Jewish or whatever, you know, and you just use that and, like, helps you, your life, and, you know, it's a thing of community, and, you know, good for you. Like, I have no problem with that at all. Like, you know, everybody's entitled to their beliefs, whatever. But if you, like, take what the Bible is saying literally, and you literally believe in, like, witches and demons and just, like, shit, like, it's like, dude, what's wrong? Like, how can I take you seriously?
You're honestly no better than, like, somebody who takes all of the morality in their life from the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
it is the same level of, like, except, like, Harry Potter's books are, like, better written.
yeah, it says at least Harry Potter is entertaining to an extent. Like,
Yeah.
I used to have a joke where I would say, where it was actually the other way around. It was more making fun of, like, an atheist who shits on religion, but then takes all of his, like, views from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, it works the same way. The point is, if you take all of your views from something that's very clearly fictional, you need to get out more.
Dumbledore died for our sins.
Yeah, right? Like, who shot first, Han or Greedo?
Yeah, no.
I need to know for the sake of my beliefs.
Well, some people just, they're literal, like, this has happened in, like, the past 20 years where their entire personality comes from Star Wars or Marvel comics, and that's, you know, like, listen, there's nothing wrong, like, I'm a big fan of all that shit, but if that's, like, your whole id is, like, Star Wars or Harry Potter, like, you need to get a life.
Yeah, because it's just like, yeah, people can take all kinds of messages from entertainment, but at the end, like, they are just movies or just books.
Yeah.
Like, real life is way more profound than any of that shit.
Yeah, you gotta travel.
Like, you're not,
Says
like...
the guy who never leaves his house.
Yeah, says the two dudes who basically leave Long Island once every 3 years. Like,
You guys need to travel more.
you guys need to get out more. What's with you and your lives? You should smoke weed all day and jerk off constantly like me.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't traveled. The last time I traveled was I went to Delaware. Like, that's not even fucking...
Yeah, the farthest I've been outside of American soil is Hawaii. I've never actually left the country.
I've been to, like, Mexico when I was really young. I've never traveled, like, alone, though. Like, that's what we should do sometimes, like, go to a country, but...
Yeah, we don't have vaginas, so it's a lot easier.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about...
If I was a woman,
like,
I
woman
would...
taken, or, you know...
Like, if I was a woman, and maybe this is because, like, we were talking about, like, how I'm obsessed with, like, murder mysteries and stuff, and I see this shit all the time, but if I was a woman, I would never travel alone.
No.
I mean, it's like, holy shit, like, the amount of, like, females that go missing abroad is insane.
Well, like, travel... What do you mean, like, by yourself?
Like,
or,
by
just
yourself.
with friends?
No, like, by yourself,
Yeah,
yourself.
no, that's
like,
retarded.
Some people do that. Like, there's a lot of people who are, like, into that. They're just, like, solo travelers. They just go to see the world. And it's like, you can, if you really want to take that risk, fine. But, like, whether you're a man or a woman, you're taking a gigantic risk of just going missing in general. But, like, if you're a woman, it's, like, a really big risk.
It's a lot greater chance.
It sucks. Like, it's not like, you know, you don't want to blame women. Like, you don't want to say women can't just go around. But it's like, the rest of the world is not as nice as, like, the... You know, the safe spaces on Twitter. That would,
yeah,
like, argue.
and also, like, traveling alone just sounds boring because it's, like, part of the joy of, like, going to places, like, hanging out with friends and, like...
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, dude, look at that oh, wait, there's nobody to talk to about this.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like, you're just gonna enjoy all these landmarks by yourself. Like, you're just gonna, like, yeah,
lame.
there it is. The fucking... Oh, how am I forgetting the name of the building in Paris?
The Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, how the fuck did I forget what the Eiffel Tower is? Just my
The World Trade Center.
Shit. Yeah, right. If you go to Paris and you look at the Empire State Building.
Well, also it's like if you're going to a different country, like what do you like go to dinner by yourself?
Yeah, right. Like you're just experiencing all the. You're like, this is so good. nobody.
Yeah, that would be so sad being a fucking waiter and like serving one person.
Yeah, it's just serving one like solitary American with a backpack. Like, it's just like
I never could eat even when I'm home. I couldn't eat dinner or like go out to a meal box unless it's like a quick meal.
Like if I was a foreign waiter and I saw an American sitting by himself, I'm like, you need anything else? It's like, no, I'm good. It's like, are you sure you don't want me to just like
get a friend,
sit with you so you don't look so pathetic?
Yeah, you need a friend or like can I get you a book to read?
You need someone to talk to.
Like, what's wrong? When I used to be a waiter, like I would see adults that would like go out to lunch and buy themselves, and I'd be like, dude, what are you doing? Like just eat it. Just get takeout.
Yeah, or just, like get it and then leave and eat it in your car. Like it's weird, like because I've eaten it. Like I remember one day I ate at a diner by myself. Like I just thought that you could just do that.
Yeah,
and then
I do that.
You could do it, but I was like sitting in there and I was just like, this feels weird. Like I could see people looking at me, and I'm like, I know there's nothing wrong with me, but I'm kind of like, I should have just taken this and left.
Well, what time was it? Because I've gone to.
It was like 1 a.m.
Well, I mean, like, I've gone to breakfast by myself with like a book, and I'm just like eating pancakes while reading a book.
I mean, yeah,
it's like 9 in the morning.
It depends on the content. Like, if you're just like say you're going to work and you just need to get food and you don't want to eat in your car, it's one thing. But it's like it's kind of makes me think of people who go to like Disneyland by themselves, or really just go
freaks.
Or even any amusement park. Like, if you go to Six Flags by yourself, it's like. Yeah. Like, what are you... Yeah, you're just going to be like, wee!
Yay! Isn't this great, strangers?
Yeah, like, aren't you guys having a good time? It's like, please stop talking to my child, sir.
Like, who are you?
Could you please leave my family alone? We came here with us.
Yeah, like, you're not part of our group.
Yeah, please go back and keep talking about Demon Semen somewhere else. Trying to bring it back.
Let's talk about Demon Semen some more.
Let's get back to Demon Semen.
But this woman also believes that the government is run by lizard people.
Which is true, but that's not the point.
You know, that's it. I mean, yeah, you make a valid point there, but like, well, hold on, let me fucking.
Because basically, this woman is like conspiracy theorist level crazy. Is kind of what we're trying to get across. And
she says that alien DNA is right this very minute being used for medicinal purposes in humans, and that there's a vaccine in development to inoculate people against religion.
Give me that vaccine, please. I'll take that right now. Holy shit.
But so here's the thing: not only they believe that, like, she believes that demons are shapeshifters that turn into a woman, and then they sleep with the man and collect his sperm. Then they turn into the man and they sleep with a man and deposit the sperm and reproduce more of themselves.
But wait, do they kill the man before they turn into him?
I think I don't know if it's not clear whether or not.
So wait, they just turn themselves into a clone of this guy?
Well, I'm not sure if they morph into the person, or they take over his body and like possess him, or they just become like another version of him.
Because it's like, I'm trying to imagine what they like. Half of me is imagining like a woman fucks a dude and then just like morphs into his body and then just possesses him. And then another thing, imagine like a woman fucks a dude, leaves, and then just shapeshifts into that same dude and starts committing crimes, and like the dude just keeps getting like arrested, and they're like, we literally have footage of you in this quick stop, like fucking shooting people in the face. It's like, I swear to God, I was at work.
That sounds like the plot of like a direct-to-DVD action movie, like like a new Nicolas Cage film.
Like, yeah, right. Like,
the aliens, the demons are taking over my body.
Yeah, right. He's like, not the aliens, not the aliens,
not the aliens.
Well, that's a little Wicker Man reference. If anybody...
But here's the thing. That's another good bad movie.
Yeah, good bad movie with the Wicker Man. Check it out. Pretty much all Nicolas Cage movies are good bad movies.
Well, there's two types of Nicolas Cage. There's like every now and again he's like in an actual good movie, like adaptation or something, but leaving Las Vegas. But most of this shit is like the Wicker Man, or
just or like fucking what was that movie where he's trying to steal the Declaration of Independence?
Oh, National Treasure.
The movie's retarded.
You know what's a fun movie, which is like so cheesy, but it's like it knows it's just like is Face Off.
Oh, that movie.
With John Travolta.
I still have never seen it. You know what's funny? I used to have a tape of Beavis and Butthead Do America. And back then, even like movie tapes that you bought would have like previews. Like you would literally like you would buy a tape of a movie and there would be like previews all in the tape. Yeah, coming soon. And then it was literally like the tape was made in like 97, so it was literally like coming soon. Face Off.
Yeah.
And even as a kid, I was like 9. I was like, that looks dumb.
Yeah, no, well, it was, but like, that narrator too. Like, John Travolta has a face. And Nicolas Cage has a face.
John Travolta
and
has a
they
face.
switch faces. John Travolta, Nicolas Cage in Face Off.
Or they do that dub. They was like, John Travolta is Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
In Face Off.
In a world where people switch faces.
And terrible acting is rewarded.
And then, like, you ask, like, they gotta take the face. What are we gonna do about this?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then it's just like Face Off, and the last part's just, give me back my face.
If I ever make a movie, I want that guy to do the trailer.
Yeah, right. It makes me think, if you ever seen that Honest Trailers YouTube channel, they do, it's actually, they do a really good job at that, where you should check out Honest Trailers. They're a good trailer. Anyone who's listening, and you. They're not a good trailer. They're a good YouTube channel. Yeah. You should also check out my terrible English speaking skills. But I'm
with the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, with the Eiffel Tower. It's like, what's that building in France? The pyramid?
Big Ben.
Big Ben, yeah, right. 101 from Taiwan. But no, but yeah, so on the channel, like, they basically just take movie trailers of movies that are already out and dub them over with the honest trailer, where it's like, if it's a shitty movie, it'll be like, a film so forced that you practically want to leave 10 minutes, like, you know, and shit like that. It's good. Little plug there. But anyway,
you should give us a plug.
Yeah, either way, I think the point Face Off is a fun movie, and I think the point we were trying to make about this Demon Semen shit, just trying to maintain some sort of consistency.
We're so
here.
all over the place. We have this is like the ADHD podcast.
Yeah, this is literally like a podcast, ADHD, like,
a podcast without Ritalin.
Yeah, an undiagnosed podcast.
But so the thing about quack doctors is, like, they've always existed. There's always been crazy, kooky, fucking weirdos. They're like, you gotta do this, blah, 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 blah. But they've never been endorsed by, like, high-profile people, especially the President of the United States.
Yeah.
That's
like,
where it gets scary.
That's where it's like, I wouldn't have been surprised if Bush did it, but with Trump, it's almost, like, expected. I'm kind of like, of course. Like he's literally shared a video on Twitter of somebody, like, driving by with, like, a MAGA hat saying white power.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like, you either didn't watch the video or you just don't care anymore. Like,
well, he's also, like, retweeted, like, parody accounts, and he doesn't, no, he doesn't, I mean, I don't think he checks, because he'll like retweet, like, white supremacists. He retweeted, like, a doctored video of Nancy Pelosi. Like, he has no shame.
Like, I think
he
just knows his base of support is gonna eat it up no matter what he does. It doesn't have to even be remotely accurate. And, like, that's what's scary, is, like, people will now listen to this doctor and, like, they're gonna go up to their wives and be like, so, honey, you have any interesting dreams last night?
Yeah.
No demons, right?
No demon. You didn't cheat on me with a demon, did you?
It's like, babe, this is the 6th time today that you've asked me this. It's like, well, I just want to be safe, honey.
Dr. Emmanuel said that.
Dr. Emmanuel.
Well, the reason that Trump and his fuckface son, Don Jr., are, like, promoting this lady is because she's trying to plug this drug, hydroxychloroquine. They have such an investment in this drug. And I'm not that, like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert on everything.
Well, here's the thing about that drug.
I don't know if they have any, like, financial stake in that drug.
Here's the thing about that drug. It's not that, like, they're stupid for trying to tote it as, like, a cure for COVID. But it is something that people have used. Like, both my parents have traveled for work. And when they would go to certain parts of the world, they would take it. They would take that drug before going. Yeah. Because the idea is that it's supposed to give you more resistance to strange infections that your body's never seen. So it's a thing, but it's like, you know, Trump's toting, not only is he toting it as if it's the cure for the virus, he's toting it as if we just have it readily available for, like, all American. Like, we're not going to be able to, like, mass produce this in time. Like, we might as well just work on a vaccine. Like,
but also, I've heard mixed things about hydroxychloroquine. I've heard from some people that it's worked for some things. I've heard some people say they've had harmful side effects, and then I hear from the scientists, like the actual fucking scientists, not Demon Semen lady, that, like, it actually, there is no evidence that it can provide a cure for COVID whatsoever. And I just wonder, I think, and I you know, please let me know in the comments, as if there were ever any comments.
Yeah, right, like, if you guys have any thought. I like how last week, too, we were like, let's do the film challenge. I didn't do that shit at all.
No, we didn't do that shit. But, like,
this is not an audience participation show.
This is just us talking.
It's just us jerking each other.
But I don't know if Trump has any financial stake in this jerk. I have reason to believe he does, because that's the only reason why I would think why he's promoting that. Like, everything he does, there's always an ulterior motive. You know, there's always like a fucking reason why he's doing something. So I can think that that's probably the only reason why he's promoting this drug.
Either that, or he's just genuinely wrongly believes that it works. Like, he's dumb enough to genuinely think that it works. Like, and maybe it works to an extent of resistance, but it's like, if you get coronavirus, taking hydroxychloroquine is not going to do anything for you.
No.
And if you're, like, not socially distancing, it's not going to matter if you took that drug beforehand. Like,
well, she says, like, I mean, she's like, the problem with that, too, is that what she's saying is dangerous, because all the anti-mask people, and we kind of brushed on this last week, where the anti-mask people are dangerous because people believe you and people get sick from
and they're persistent too, and they have convincibility. Like,
yeah.
The other day I was at work, and at my job, like, I've been through this. I'm supposed to kick you out if you don't have a mask on. I've told stories like this of this nature before, but this one was just interesting because the guy came in no mask. Like, he just walked in like fully empowered. There was like 2 other people in the store.
I'm like, deliver my whatever.
He has 2 drop-offs, and I just do what I always do. I'm not mean. I was like, "Sir, do you have a mask on you?" And he's just like, "No." And I was like, "I'm gonna have to ask you to leave and go get one then." And he's like, "I have a medical exemption." And without a skipping a beat, I was just like, "There is no medical exemption, sir. You're going to have to leave." And then he's like, "No, it's a New York State law. Look it up." And then my coworker got into it with him. He's like, "You got to get out of here, bro. You don't have a mask. It doesn't matter. My boss says if you don't have a mask, it doesn't matter what exemptions you got." And it's just like, he was literally like going at it with him. And at this point, they're like cursing at each other. Like, my coworker's like, "Get the fuck out of here, bro." And he's like, "Nice attitude." And then
nice attitude. Like,
yeah,
what do you
like, nice attitude. Like, you're coming in here not giving a shit about
people.
Like, even if you don't believe in it, like, there's still a chance that you're wrong. Like, you're just banking on the chance that you're right. Like, if you're wrong, you're literally risking our lives. And even so, it's like, if you're at work and your boss tells you to do something, you do it. My boss told me to kick you out if you don't have a fucking mask on. And it's also like, what medical exemption could you possibly have that says you need to be more exposable to infectious diseases?
See, he thinks that being an asshole is a medical exemption.
Yeah, right.
That's not a definable medical...
it's like, sir, being a cocksucker is not a medical exemption.
I wish you had said that.
I know, I should have said that. I was being too nice to him.
But like that,
my coworker was being... I was like rooting for him. My coworker was just like, bye, get the fuck out of here. Like,
I mean, honestly, the thing, I wish he could have pulled out like a piece of paper that said something, and then you just take his piece of paper, like, and just rip it up and put it in garbage.
I just light it on fire in front. He's like, "Here's my medical exemption card." I'm like, "Let me see that."
Yeah, just
what the fuck? I'm like,
"Where's your medical exemption at?" And it's like written in crayon. It's like when a kid, you know.
It just has like, he tried to like recreate the Red Cross logo with like colored pencils.
He spells mask wrong. Like, he just fucking.
he writes like a fake hospital, like St. Joseph's like Parish Hospital or something.
Saint fucking Pope Francis Hospital.
Pope Francis. I was like, dude, like, are you kidding me? Because there was a card, like, it was like, I remember I was shown by my boss, like, there was like a fake medical card that people were handing around that excused them from wearing the mask. And we were basically told, like, if someone gives us that card, just kick them the fuck out and call the police. Like,
that reminds me of like when you're a kid and you'd be like, you try to be like, I can't go do my homework because I have a medical excuse.
Yeah, right. It's like, teacher, I'm sorry I didn't do my homework. I have AIDS. Like, you just make something up. Like,
and your teacher's always like, okay, well, you could, even if you had AIDS, you could still do
it's like,
homework.
just because you have AIDS doesn't mean you can't study.
Like, I think you have, like, more time now. Yeah.
But it's like, I just remember back when I was a kid, like, I would want to leave school, so I'd try to fake being sick.
Yeah.
So I'd, like, go to, like, the nurse, and I'd be like, "I don't feel good," and then I would go in the bathroom, and I would, like drink water from the sink and try to make it seem like I was puking. I'd be like, "Bleh!" Like, it's like the same thing. It's like, dude, just like accept it. Like,
just wear, because here's the thing. Like, I saw a great like I usually like find Facebook posts cringy. My friend posted something like the other day. He was like, "Here's the thing with masks. Like, if they're wrong about masks, like, all you're doing is you're just wearing a mask. But if they're right about masks and you choose not to wear them, you're purposely like getting other people sick." And it's like, we the problem with our culture is we have such an it's all about me culture. It started fucking with the Reagan era of the me generation, and we just value individualism rather than collectivism. So we don't care about helping each other. It's all about how can I benefit from something, and even the slightest thing that people want you to do, you take it as an offense to your perceived rights, when it's like, it's all just bullshit. It's just in your head that they're oppressing you.
Exactly, and that's why a podcast Orange endorses Karl Marx as the main, our main philosopher. No, but I agree that I think individualism is important, but there's an extent to which you have to make sacrifices, and the unwillingness of Americans to make any sacrifices is kind of startling.
It's like, what do you think taxes are? Taxes are taxes are you pay taxes so that they can go to the hospitals and the roads and the bridges and pointless wars. And
well, the free market can take care of that, Jack. It's all just the free market. The free market will develop a vaccine for us.
See, if we cut taxes for the billionaires, then they'll be able to create more jobs for us.
I mean, it's just basically so shitty. The truth is, though, America is in a really shitty state economically, where we really, we are kind of at the mercy of those big businesses, which sucks. The reason we, I was talking to Andrew Bergen about this recently. The reason, people always say, why can't we just force Amazon to pay taxes? They'll just leave.
Yeah.
They'll just go to another country.
Where they don't have to.
And they're literally 3% of our economy. That's the, the American society has painted itself into a corner where we're literally at the disposal of people who only have power because they have money.
Well, also, it's the idea of that, well, first off, the economy is the worst state it's ever been. Right now, the GDP has, dropped, it's dropped, 15%. It's twice as bad as it was during the Great Depression. The unemployment rate is 16%.
Exactly.
It's literally is the worst. That's why I'm going to grad school, because it's literally the worst time in the country to go to fucking job.
Yeah.
And
that's why I didn't quit my job despite how much I fucking hate it.
Yeah, because it's you're not going to get a job, and we have nobody to blame but ourselves, really, and the government.
But at least old New York is back, baby! Yeah! Old New York is back. Have you heard that shit? A little transition there.
Only from you.
No, basically it's just kind of after the protests, everyone was talking about how violent crime. I mean, violent crime is up across the country. You know, there's probably a lot of reasons that you could point towards why that is. But and a lot of it happened. It did kind of start after the protesting and stuff. But yeah, because of all the demon semen in the ocean, of course. But after it all happened and cities started getting kind of rough again. People were old New York is back. It's old school New York. And, I've been seeing this.
And shit.
It's we're all tough because now I have to worry when I walk around at night.
That's the thing is everybody that says that about the idea of old New York, where everything is dangerous. All the people that were around for old New York, they're not happy about it.
Yeah,
they're fuck this.
They might shit on current New Yorkers. But they're not going to lie and be yeah, life was peachy back then. I mean, holy shit, New York City was a hellhole. And people act they're yeah, I'm living the same kind of thing because I prance around Brooklyn while my parents pay half my rent. It's you're not even close. And the fact that you think just because these protests are happening that you are any closer to that just shows how truly pathological and empty you are.
1981 was the record year for murders in New York City. That was the year. People you couldn't walk around. Now when we go out to the city, when we go to Mike's and shit, we walk around in Brooklyn and Manhattan. I don't have a second thought. I don't even fear my life.
Even now, even during the whole civil unrest thing. I've been to the city during the whole fucking crisis, and I'm I feel fine.
Yeah, there's not. I don't feel worried.
This is not 90s New York. If you think that's what's happening, you're a poser, bro. You're fucking poser.
I was watching Seinfeld the other day, and there was they're in the subway, and it had just graffiti everywhere in the subways, and just and it was that was the 90s. That was a little over 20 years ago, where it was just, and there was the garbage crisis. That was like when the garbage workers went on strike.
Oh, there was just fucking trash everywhere.
And the whole city smelled like people like to say like, yeah, it smells like garbage. No, it literally smelled like garbage.
Like you literally couldn't walk around the streets on a hot summer day.
It was just rats and garbage everywhere.
And that's the thing, like I think what people don't realize, like cities are not, like the reason New York is so expensive is because the way it's been maintained up to prior to the pandemic is like, it's not realistic. Like you need excessive amounts of money just to maintain a city this way. Like by nature, cities really should be kind of a dangerous thing. Like, how can you lump that many people together in one place and not expect like deaths to occur? Like,
well, that's because like back in the day, it was you know, when the cities were like places where poor people could move because it was like everybody would come in together. But now, because of like gentrification, or whatever.
The cities are places where rich families send their kids to achieve their dreams.
That's where the trust fund kids go to work at Vice.
And they literally like force like lower income like neighborhoods out of their like homes and just take it over. It's crazy.
And so it's a mixed bag. So that's the thing, is that there's a mixed bag.
But like the difference is like in 90s New York, you could get your ass beat for wearing a Yankee hat. Like these days, or wearing a Mets hat or something, or just wearing the wrong team.
Because the Mets suck.
Yeah, because the Mets blow. But these days, the only reason you're gonna get your ass beat in New York is if you're protesting, and that doesn't count.
Yeah,
like
and that's by the police.
Yeah,
now
the
cops are
doing
the most
it.
dangerous people around. Like you're not gonna find.
Yeah, right.
You're not gonna like. Well, I went to.
I could almost understand in the 80s like the romanticization of police just because of how dangerous cities were.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like the police are the danger in the cities. Like
people are afraid of the police. Like back in the day, you can go to Central Park at night because there was literally like
you're basically just asking to get like obviously you weren't asking for it, but if you went to Central Park at night, you were kind of like you're kind of asking to get at least mugged.
Me and
like,
my friend Johnny were in Central Park once. This was like years ago, and we just bought weed from this guy. Like rowing one of those rickshaws, and he just put us in his rickshaw, and he just sold us weed.
He's like, "How you doing, man?"
And
like,
you're
a real Jamaican. Like
he sold us weed. It's like back in the day, you couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, you couldn't. Like if you got into one of those rickshaws and tried to buy weed, like you'd probably just get shot. Like
get the fuck out of the car.
Yeah, it's like, yo, I got the weed right here. Like, how much you say you want? All right, yo, try this strand. Empty your motherfucking bucket. It's like, oh shit. Like,
yeah, like dude, you get murked in the city.
Yeah,
and I think what it is people are just annoyed because everybody thinks of like the city as like hipsters. And
I also think that even like the hipsters themselves, I think that young white people have this thing deep down where they yearn for like to have identity with like the lower income ghetto lifestyle for some reason. Like even the hipsters who see themselves as not racist and progressive, like they want to see themselves as these militant, struggling, like this militant, struggling population that's feeling, even if they're white, feeling some form of oppression just by the hands of capitalism, and they want to feel like they might be in danger when they walk outside. It gives them a sense of like independence and sort of vigor, and it's like it's really just all fake. Like it doesn't even remotely compare to what it was like 30 years ago. And all you're doing, you're basically just leeching off of the society.
You're
that's
appropriating their life.
You're literally appropriating like that's what I think of like when. Like, back when I was younger and I used to, like, chill at this abandoned psych center, like
Kings Park Psych Center.
Yeah, the KPPC. Like, literally, like, I was talking to my black friend about it, and he was like, that's what I always thought. It was crazy. Yeah, my one black friend. When I was talking to my friend Matt, and he's black, and he was saying, like, that's what I always found so ratchet about that place. Like, it's just white people just, like, basically just doing what like black people would do in the ghetto, which is like chilling at this like bum ass spot that like makes no sense and just getting fucked up and blaring music. And it's just like, why are you trying to do that? Like, you live in like a suburb. Like, why do you feel like this is the fun you need to have? Like, you have no excuse to try to have this type of fun. Like,
well, it's because it's back in the day. That's like the generational difference, because back in the day in the 60s and the 70s, when kids would be like, you know, we want to like help out the poor communities, there was a genuine risk in that because their parents didn't help them out. They would be like out in these tiny ass apartments, paying for themselves, working these fucking bum ass jobs, eating fucking cold spaghetti every night for dinner.
Yeah, right.
Like there was actual
just eating
risk.
Beans. Like you literally just eat beans for dinner every night.
They were like legit. There was like a legitimate risk involved with that. And nowadays, now kids these days, no, nowadays, the people that go out to the city and like try to like be with it, they're all protected by their parents. Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah,
their parents are paying for their shit. Yeah. There's no real risk involved.
And that's part of the reason why you don't hear about like white people really getting mugged. Like young white people don't really get mugged in the cities because it's like nobody's gonna try to mug a young white person with parents paying half their rent who are gonna fucking cause a firestorm when their little baby gets hurt. Like
we're gonna sue your ass.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking come in and like ruin your whole life. Yeah, it's just. I don't know. It's just like it's just so toxic. Like I'm just sick of like this toxic, like young, like just toxic youthful attitudes.
It makes
no sense.
It makes me not want to move.
It's like old New York is back. It's like why don't you just fucking suck a dick and choke on it? Like
why don't you? Well, yeah, no, it makes me not want to move to New York City, even though
we're definitely going to. I mean,
at least different. We'll be
at least in New York City, the cops will have masks on.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, there was. Speaking of anti-mask, you're on fire with these segues today.
Yeah, dude. I just want to keep us like some kind of like.
No, you're. That's
yeah,
good.
Bro. It's like I got my notes right here. I'm ready.
We're ready.
Ready, Freddy.
So I was in a gas station buying beer, and so I went in there, and there was this cop who was just not wearing a mask inside the store. And I'm thinking like, all right, what do people hate more than anything in the world? Are people that don't wear a mask and cops. And you're literally just both of those people in one. Like, why? You're not giving yourself a fighting chance.
Yeah, right.
You're literally
it's almost like if somebody walked into a public place with a shirt that had a Confederate flag on the front and a Nazi symbol on the back. Yeah, right.
It's just like...
It's like, why? Like, well, you're literally combining the two worst possible things right
now. Like, why would you do that to yourself?
A, you're not wearing a mask. B, you're a police officer.
Like, I was honestly thinking about just stealing the beer. And, like, what is he going to do? I'd be like, you're not wearing a mask.
Right. Like, I need your badge number, sir.
Yeah, I'd be like, I can pull you over. I should have tried to citizen's arrest that guy.
Oh, you would have got your ass beat.
I'm taking you to court, guy.
Ow, stop. Okay. Just get your badge. Ow.
I could have, no, yeah, but that was just so lame. It's like, dude, you're an authority figure, like, but you don't respect.
It's just funny because he's definitely arrested at least one person for not leaving a public establishment for not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And now here you are. It's like this is what people talk about when like people say like cops overstep their boundaries and like abuse their power.
He's probably a fucking we know which way he swings.
Like we know you're a cop. Put your fucking mask on. I don't care if you.
Well, they think they're impervious to the law and that it doesn't apply.
Doesn't make them impervious to the virus.
Yeah. I hope he gets the virus.
Yeah, at least that guy. Like
just that one guy.
Just that one dude.
But we should talk about our main story not our main story, but
oh yeah,
we should talk about the song.
Yeah, yes we should. So basically, the United States of America died a couple days ago. Yeah,
with Cardi B. What's her real name? Is it? I don't know.
Like. Fucking Marcellus Wallace. Her name is Marcellus Wallace.
Cardi B real name. Let's see. Belcalis Marlenus Almanzar. So you weren't that far.
Yeah, it wasn't that. I was in the neighborhood.
Close. Yeah, you were in the neighborhood there.
A little bit, but yeah,
she's
basically
1 year older than me, which is sad. She's
really?
27 years old.
Aw.
She was born in 1992.
Damn it. I hate when people close to my age have success.
Yeah, and she's married to somebody named I've heard of this guy, Offset, is a rapper. Whatever, I don't know anything about him. But,
she's known for drugging, raping, and robbing men.
So she's a hero.
Yeah, she's truly a feminist icon.
Because it's men, and yeah, you can do whatever you want.
It's totally funny when you drug men and, like, you know, touch their dick while they're not awake and then take their money. It's hilarious.
You know what I mean? You're sticking it to the man in charge.
It's a statement. You're doing it for all those women who were abused in the past. Now you get to do it. Now you get to feel the power.
You get a lowly salary of $700 a day being a stripper. So
right. So you need to rob this guy. And also you need to lick his penis while he's not awake because...
Why not?
Because you don't have enough sex to begin with, I guess.
Yeah, you don't get sexualized.
You don't get enough sex as a stripper, so you need more unconscious sex.
And I find her annoying. And here's why. Like,
well, I mean, regardless, like, she's just a shitty artist, no matter how you look at it. But like, yeah, she's pretty annoying. Like, just as a cultural
just her like
influence.
her like whole way of like, I don't know, everything about her sucks. And
just like everything sucks about her. I wish I could fuck her, but I
honestly don't even find her hot. Like, I know some other people find
she's not hot at all.
Her
honestly.
hot, and here's the thing, like, I have nothing against rap. Like, there are rappers I fucking love and whatever, you know. But like, her music is just garbage. It's not even really like rap. It's not like
I mean, it's not like it's just trap.
There's no like lyricism.
It's
or
like
anything.
it's basically just like really dumbass like degenerate garbage to get hype to. Like that's all it is, and or just to fuck to or do shitloads of Xanax to. Like
it's all the women the basic bitches who take shots and listen to her music.
Yeah, right. Like so basically, she released this song called W.A.P. because she's racist against Italians. No,
it's weird that's a name.
W.A.P.
Which I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it stands for
women adult predator.
Yeah, women. Yep. All right. I was gonna try to think of one, but I think you got it. That's it. Women adult predator.
It's about her.
Oh my god. Anyway, really, it stands for wet ass pussy. Which is like, when I first read that, I'm like, okay, wait, do you mean like your pussy, like it's a wet ass pussy? Like you have this new organ called an ass pussy?
Yeah.
And it's wet? Or is it like, because people use ass as like a description. Like, yo, that's a big ass truck. Or
yeah,
like,
I'm dead ass serious,
Or
man.
like, that's a wet ass pussy. It's like,
yeah, ass has become an adjective.
Yeah, like it makes me, like there is a comedian who has a bit about it, but it's like, yeah, like basically, like ass just kind of is a word that can... You can pretty much put it in front of anything and it's excusable. But it still makes no sense.
It's like now it's not only a noun, it's an adjective.
Wet ass pussy.
And a verb, and it just, you know.
But hearing the title Wet Ass Pussy made me think of this grindcore band from the 90s called Anal Cunt.
Anal Cunt.
Like a wet anal cunt.
It's a similar thing. It's
basically the same exact thing.
So maybe she's plagiarized.
Yeah, I mean, she might be ripping off Anal Cunt. Someone should look that up.
She gets sued by Anal
Yeah,
Cunts.
she's going to get sued by the estate of Seth Putnam.
Imagine having to lose money to Anal Cunt.
Yeah, imagine, like, the frontman of that band is dead. So, like, imagine if the estate of Seth Putnam from Anal Cunt sued Cardi B for, like, $700 million.
The judge is like, okay, so we have the case of Anal Cunt versus Wet Ass Pussy.
The case of Anal Cunt versus Cardi B's wet ass pussy for the sum of $700 million. The defendant claims Cardi B stole Anal Cunt's wet ass pussy.
The judge just takes a flask out and starts chugging. He's like, Jesus Christ,
yeah, he's
what
just
has
like,
happened in my life?
He's trying to hide it from the cameras. Like,
okay.
Order. I think.
This is not what I got into law for.
Yeah, right. Like, this is not what I spent like my entire life building a career for, so that I could be on the floor for this.
But let's
get into this song because we don't want to play the song because we already got hit with one copyright strike. So we're just gonna read the lyrics because for what it's worth, it's a shitty song, but honestly, the lyrics are it's pretty deep. Like it's deep stuff.
Meaningful. It's poetry.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty impressed by the sheer level of prose that were being given with this.
Bob Dylan doesn't have shit on Cardi B.
Yeah, right. Like people say Jim Morrison was a poet, but Cardi B is like the next Robert Frost. Here, I'll go into the first stanza here. So here are the lines: whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. Hold up.
Wait a second. So let me get this straight. Are there in fact whores in this house?
I mean, I think so. I don't know I don't know if that's like an implication for something else, or like maybe they're trying to imply something about
metaphor.
like maybe they're trying to imply something about like Medicaid, or maybe it's like symbolic for Social Security, like because there's some whores in this house, and that's going to take up your Social Security check.
The whores are, they just leech off of your money.
Exactly. That's what they're trying to say. And if there's whores in this house, you have to hold up. That's why it says hold up in parentheses.
Wait a second, there's whores in this house.
Hold up, there's whores in this house. This was not mentioned in the real estate.
There's a whore in the house and her name is Cardi B.
Can you imagine if you bought a house and then realized upon moving in that there was whores in the house?
Maybe that's what she was doing. She was buying a house. Hold up, there's whores in this house.
Hold up, there's whores in this house.
There's just a bunch of prostitutes laying on the ground.
They're all like strung out on heroin.
Wait a second. The realtor's like, I thought I put that in there.
He's like, I thought I mentioned that. I mean, that's why it's under $5 million. I mean, you didn't think you were gonna get 4 stories under $5 million with no whores in the house, did you?
And And the next lyric is wet ass pussy.
Well, she also says,
yeah.
I said certified freak 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy, make that pull-out game weak.
Now, is she talking about her pussy? I think so. Right?
I mean, I would think. It'd be weird if she had a song called Wet Ass Pussy and her pussy was just constantly dry.
And it was like her friend's pussy.
Maybe this is like a swan song. Like maybe she's trying to express her insecurity about how dry her pussy is.
Yeah.
She's like, I just wish I had a wet ass pussy, but I got a dry ass one.
It's ironic because her pussy is a fucking desert.
That's ironic because like she's saying her pussy makes your pull-out game weak, but really it's like 2 pieces of 80 grit sandpaper just like rubbing against.
Your dick starts bleeding when it goes.
Yeah, right. It's like gee, what is your pussy ashy? What the fuck?
I wish you had a wet ass pussy.
Yeah, right. I wish your pussy was wet ass, not dry ass.
But wet ass pussy make that pull out game weak. That means her pussy is so weak. I mean, that means her pussy is so wet that your dick's just gonna come inside of it. Like, because that's weird. Because whenever I've had sex for the 3 times that I've had it, it's not like when I have like the pussy being wet isn't the thing that makes me like more horny.
Yeah, it's not really the wetness of the pussy. Like it's I mean, if the pussy's wet, it feels a lot better. But there's a lot of other things that go into it.
Of it.
It's tightness. It's also just the sex has to be good.
Yeah,
you know,
pussies aren't that.
The
big
woman
of a
has
deal.
to be dead. Like there's a lot of things that have to.
They need to be chopped up in a little pieces.
They need to be in several pieces. But it's kind of like.
Pussies aren't that
Also,
big
I just think it's like, you know, I imagine myself with this all. I was like, wet ass pussy, she makes that pull out game weak, so I come inside of Cardi B, and then I instantly punch her in the stomach because I will not have a baby with this fucking bitch.
Oh my god.
It's just instantly like, no!
You will pay my child support time.
Yeah, right. And there is a lyric in the song that actually says that, where she says, it's not child support. She goes, actually, this isn't Cardi B. This is the other illustrious poet that's been featured on this this beautiful piece of artwork. Megan the Stallion, which
Megan the Stallion,
like the THEE, like Megan the as in you, Megan you Stallion.
Megan you Stallion.
Megan you Stallion. Megan you fucking Stallion. Cunt.
You cunt.
You fucking cunt, man. Her name should just be Megan the Cunt.
I respect her more, but like, alright.
Yeah, I'd be like, damn, that's
Megan the
making
wet
a
ass
statement.
cunt.
Megan the dripping cunt.
It's so wet.
It's so wet that it drips. But yeah, she has a line in the song where she goes,
He
bought a phone just for pictures of this wet ass pussy. Pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass pussy. Now that's what you call a feminist standpoint right there.
Oh yeah, and those are the same people that were like rock out to this. Like I can just imagine some fucking people that rock out to this that'll be like criticizing Ricky Gervais or Dave Chappelle for their comedy.
Yeah, right.
And saying it's problematic.
Like someone goes on Twitter like, can Dave Chappelle stop making trans jokes in his special? And then their next tweet is just, pay my tuition to kiss my pussy. Like, yeah, exchange favors and money for sex.
That's feminism.
Because
right
I will give you my body as an object so that you can put me through college. Because I can't do it by myself. I need to use my wet ass pussy.
That's empowering women, right?
Yeah, that's what you call empowering. And then I like how in parentheses afterwards it goes mwah mwah mwah. See,
she's kissing you.
That's alliteration right there.
Actually. Well, here's one of my favorite is beat it up, N-word, catch a charge. I don't want to get canceled. Extra large.
You had to like stop for a minute. You're like, beat it up. Oh yeah, N-word.
Then I'd be like, oh shit, I don't want to be like, okay. Beat it up, N-word, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right, like, so she's saying like, beat it up, catch a charge, meaning you're gonna fuck me so bad that you might get arrested for sex with my pussy.
She's like, I'm trying to encourage men to be too rough with women.
I want my pussy to be black and blue.
I want to be bleeding and not have it be my period.
So if the police come by, they think that I'm being raped.
Exactly.
That's what she's saying.
That's the kind of sex I'm looking for. I want sex that's so violent it looks and appears like rape to the point where you'll catch a charge.
Yeah, like, oh god, and then put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card.
That's such a terrible.
You don't swipe. I guess.
Yeah, nobody really swipes cards anymore. It's all chip readers now.
Yeah,
it makes more sense if you said insert that chip like a credit card, but it's like swipe your, like, what is this, 2009? Like, nobody swipes cards anymore, bitch.
No, you got.
Get with the times.
So her outdated. You know?
Get with the times.
Hop on top. I want to ride. I do a kegel while it's inside. You don't do kegels. You hear?
Yeah, right. Like,
wet ass pussy.
Stop giving yourself more credit for physical fitness than you deserve.
You do not. If your pussy's wet, you do not do kegels.
Yeah, right. You fucking do stripper dances. That's
the extent of your exercise.
You pole dance. But,
I love this spit in my mouth. Like, really?
Like at this point, there is just no like subtlety whatsoever. Like it's just like literally like straight up spit in my mouth. And I'm not even saying
eyes,
like
this
like,
pussy is wet. Come take a dive.
And listen, like I listen to bands that sing about like ripping people's organs out and like shitting in like open wounds, and like I get it. Like if this is what you're into, fine.
Yeah,
but let's not sit here. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say that like the grindcore band Circle of Dead Children is making art or anything worthy of being sold for millions of dollars.
Yeah, it's not going to be like, it's not some like important artistic statement.
I enjoy it because I like the musicianship and whatever, but it's like come on, spit in my mouth, like spit in my mouth. Like there's nothing that's not a good line in any sense. No. Like there's nothing funny about it. It's not like clever. Sad. It doesn't imply. It's literally it just makes me upset. Like this woman is
selling herself short.
Like if I was fucking a girl and she said spit in my mouth, like my dick would shrink instantly. I'd just be like,
They should have just been called Daddy Issues, the song.
Yeah, right. Like, I Hate My Father by Cardi B.
I mean, that... Well, also, so it says spit in my mouth, look into my eyes, this pussy is wet, come take a dive, tie me up like I'm surprised. Again, some more rape.
She's like, basically rape me. Like,
let's roleplay, I'll wear a disguise. What disguise are you wearing if you're roleplay?
She's just wearing the turtle thing from Master of Disguise. She walks in. It's like, Cardi, I thought this was going to be sexy. She's like, what, are you not turtly enough for the turtle?
It's like, I'll have some of those man-sized meatballs.
She wears a disguise. She just comes in dressed as a man. He's like, I thought you were going to...
It's like, nope, this is my disguise.
I thought you were going to wear like a cat mask or something. This is the most detailed makeup I've ever seen.
Yeah, we weren't going that hard with our role.
She just comes in with Joker makeup on. Like
that was so 2019, Cardi B.
It's like, come on, get with the times, bitch.
I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in.
See, has anyone ever said that and actually thought it was hot?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, park your Big Mac truck inside of me.
I visually like that's so ratchet.
Yeah, it's like not only is it ratchet, it doesn't even sound like it's Cardi B. It sounds like it's coming from like some 13-year-old being raped by her older brother in Alabama.
Put that Big Mac truck right in.
Get that Big Mac truck inside my garage.
That's pretty redneck. That's not like.
Yeah,
you know,
that's like straight up incest level redneck shit.
Park that Big Mac truck in. You know, like a Mac is Mac's the type of.
Yeah, park that horribly fuel inefficient vehicle in my garage.
And like you brought up a good point before, people that usually drive trucks are, you know, they're overcompensating.
Yeah, like a Big Mac truck is like the first small dick indicator that we all learned about. Like, how is this being used in this song as a sexy line, or like, I don't even know.
Make it cream. Make me scream, out in public, make a scene.
Like I don't know if she's asking you to like fuck her or abuse her. It's like she's like, make me cry in the shower for 6 hours.
I almost feel kind of bad for Cardi B because it seems like she just doesn't have a high opinion of herself.
She's like, tie me up, choke me, actually cause my death, and then bury me 6 feet under in a shallow grave somewhere.
Jesus, lady.
It's like, whoa, is that really hot to you?
So, well, I like this line. I don't cook, I don't clean. But let me tell you how I got this ring. So she's like, I don't have any skills other than I'm a hole for your cock.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I don't cook, I don't clean, because I'm better than that. I'm an independent woman who uses her vagina to get what she wants.
I don't need skills that require talent.
I can use my hole. I get to use the opening between my legs, and that'll get me the ring.
I'm a collection of crevices. Verse 2, Megan Thee Stallion, gobble me, swallow me, drip down the side of me. You quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. I tell him where to put it, never tell him where I'm about to be. So she just leaves and doesn't tell him where. I'll run down on him before I have a N-word running me. What does that mean?
Yeah, what?
I don't know what that... Talk your shit, bite your lip. Yeah. Ask for a car... while you ride that dick.
See, but now I'm confused. It's like while you ride that dick, is
Now
she
she's
saying
in the second person?
Yeah, is it like her or is it or does she have a dick and the man and she's now fucking the like is she trans? Is that what this is?
Or
like,
maybe she's talking to Cardi B.
Yeah, maybe she's telling Cardi B to ride that dick.
They're
She's
just
like,
having a conversation.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
then, or maybe that's
comedians in
really
cars getting coffee.
Or maybe that's the porn director in the background, just like ride that dick.
Ride that dick. You guys need to make it more sexual. It's not degrading enough.
Yeah, it doesn't make women look more miserable and dire than it should. Like,
You really ain't never gotta fuck him for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. So he's just, now get your boots and oh wait, what's the line about tuition? My phone.
it's lower. It's a couple lines down. So she goes, "Now get your boots and your coat for this wet ass pussy." I don't know what that. He bought Like I guess that's the sound of her like actually. It's like actually that hurts. Don't fuck me so hard. Like
maybe I shouldn't have been so forward.
Maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I should have been a little more explicit with what I wanted from him.
You just said you wanted me to tie you up. And
Yeah,
make
right.
You
Like
scream.
yeah, you said catch a charge. Like I mean, telling a dude to catch a charge is as close as you could possibly get to asking for it.
Yeah.
Like it's still not asking for it, but it's like right there. Like
It gives off very rapey vibes.
Yeah.
I would leave. That would just make me not.
yeah, like I would just be like, eh. But anyway, he bought a phone for pictures of this wet ass pussy. He paid my tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass pussy. Now make it rain if you want to see some wet ass pussy.
Yeah, just like Gloria Steinem would have imagined.
See, this is what Ruth Bader Ginsburg spent an entire lifelong career fighting for.
This is what I call empowering.
This is why Susan B. Anthony got women the right to vote.
And see, this is the thing. When I was like, oh god, it's so stupid.
And I like when they both like the next verse is both of them, and they're talking about the type of man they want. I need a hard hitter. I need a deep stroker. Need a Henny drinker. Need a weed smoker. It's like I need a bum. Like
I need a
I need a dude who most likely still lives with his parents.
Like, I'm a whore and I need a slacker.
Ladies, I got your man right here
Yeah,
for you. I'm a weed smoker. I don't drink Henny, but I'm not opposed. Like I'll get started.
She's saying I'm a whore. I'm a slacker. I need a slacker. Like that's the couple.
Like I need someone who's gonna vibe with me, and my vibe is laziness.
Yeah. Our house is
my vibe is laziness and substance abuse.
Yeah. and rapey sex.
And really weird rapey sex.
Someone who smokes weed and drinks Hennessy.
And then she has this line, which this is like I don't even like it's just another line where it's like, yeah, it's very offensive and gross, but there's just nothing like funny or like she goes, he got a beard while I'm trying to wet it. I let him taste it. Now he's diabetic. That's kind of funny, but I don't want to spit. I want to gulp. I want to gag. I want to choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing, that swing in the back of my throat. It's like,
wait a second. So
at this point, I can't tell if I'm listening to a Cardi B song or reading like a Sylvia Plath novel.
Yeah, well, also, what is that fucking thing called? Like I forgot.
The uvula.
Yeah, she forgot. What
yeah,
that was called.
You couldn't think of the word uvula while you were writing this.
She was definitely like, hey, what's that thing that's in the back of your throat?
Yeah, she's like, yo, what that dang in the back of your throat? It's like, I don't know, bitch. It's like,
just describe it.
I'm just gonna say what it is.
She definitely did not know it. I mean, I forgot it myself, so I'm not gonna like go that harder.
But still,
like,
she definitely totally forgot what the word was,
and she didn't even bother to look it up. Like she didn't
like
know
if she could have uvula is not that hard to rhyme with. I don't think like uvula, tubula.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, see, I already did it. See, I'm already a more talented lyricist.
We're better than Cardi B.
Yes. So. Then what else? Where do we got? How does this song end? Let's get. Oh, it just ends with the same. There's some whores in this house lyric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times.
Well, what's the thing about her diabetic? Because it's like.
Oh yeah, that's
she needs like the guy.
Yeah, the guy needs insulin.
Like her pussy.
She goes pussy A1, just like his credit. He got a beard while I'm trying to wet it. Let him taste it. Now he's diabetic.
So your pussy is like high caloric pussy? I don't know.
Yeah, right. It's just like this big fat slab of cunt that gives dudes diabetes. Like,
did you put like a Cinnabon in your pussy? Fucking, like, what is?
Like, did you fucking drip like marinara sauce in your pussy?
That's not hot. That's not. This doesn't get me like.
Yeah, the idea of losing a leg one day because I ate some chick's pussy does not turn me on. Like
I had to have my insulin shot. I was eating out Cardi B last night. I'm gonna fucking.
Oh my god! It's like the government's like, look, if you're gonna eat out Cardi B, we're not gonna make insulin free. Yeah. Like we're gonna if people are gonna keep
healthcare prices are too high because you're pussy.
If people are gonna keep eating this bitch's giant fat pussy, then we're gonna have to charge for insulin. It's inexcusable.
Well, the thing about it though is the music video looks like it was made for a budget of $5. I mean, the whole thing is like in a CG hotel. And it looks like she just watched The Shining and just wanted to recreate the Overlook Hotel.
Yeah, right? Like, that whole video, like, it was just, like, it's so obviously trying to just be, like, it's, like, trying so hard to be a mix of trippy and, like, horny.
Psychedelic, and there's CG tigers.
Yeah, right, like, I mean, come on, your car, you couldn't get one tiger.
Yeah.
Like, if Joe Exotic can have, like, a whole fucking...
Well, I saw that Carol Baskin was criticizing her for CG tigers.
Yeah, right. It's like, bitch, you can't get them real tigers.
It's like, listen, Carol. Like, I'm not a fan of Cardi B, but at least I'm really not a fan of you.
At least Cardi B hasn't murdered anybody.
Yeah, at least she doesn't keep tigers in captivity
and murder people.
Like, yeah, you're a piece of shit.
And then feed human beings to them, but
like you're a fucking. But like
the thing is, like, it's all. I mean, I'm not saying she's gonna got one tiger. It's just kind of like, why are we trying? Even if they're not really there, like, why are we trying to promote this idea that tigers can just be with people? Like,
yeah, you're promoting animal abuse.
Bitch, you're promoting the captivity of endangered species.
So let me get this straight. So for all you fucking feminists, this is who you like?
Yeah, this is. I mean, I don't know.
This is your.
Truthfully, I don't know if Cardi B is really listed as like a feminist like idol by most serious feminists, but I've definitely seen arguments for like, you know, just that sort of new wave of feminism where it's just like sexual expression is just like just at the most extreme extent, just like women just like be sexual, just be hot, like, just fuck all you want.
That's the exact opposite of like the whole point. I thought of feminism was that like you're not a slab of meat. You're a human being.
Yeah, like I get the concept of you own your own body and you can do whatever you want with it, but that doesn't mean you should just do whatever you want with it. Like
that doesn't mean you're like identifying yourself as an object to be violated.
Like it's not empowering to say that I want a dude to pay my tuition for my wet ass pussy. Yeah. Like there's nothing empowering about that.
Well, you're basically saying your only value. She was saying that her own. These are not my words. She was saying, I don't cook, I don't clean. My only value is my wet-ass pussy.
Yeah, like she didn't say, I don't cook, I don't clean, but god damn it, I can write a novel.
Yeah, I'm quite smart in astronomy.
I don't cook, I don't clean, but I'm actually a published journalist, believe it or not.
It's like, she's just like...
I don't cook, I don't clean, but I did go to grad school, and I do have a master's degree.
I got my master's, but no, it's so... bad. It's just like this everything is when, about it is so awful.
Like when people in other countries look at America and say that it's a desolate wasteland and that our culture is decrepit, this is exactly what they're talking about.
Like you can't even argue when people say that about you. Can't be like...
Like if somebody showed like a Russian person this song and they were like, yeah, I totally still think America is a wasteland, I would have no argument.
Yeah,
like I would be like, yeah, I mean...
I can't defend this shit.
Yeah, like I had a defense until this came out, and now you might be right, bro.
I feel like this would be like in a satirical movie about America being horrible. Like this would be like they would create a song like this. They would create this song.
Like when I first saw it, I thought that like Wonder Chosen came back or something. Which, if you don't know what Wonder Chosen is, look it up. It's a brilliant sketch comedy from like the mid 2000s. That was just very, like, political and very, like, in your face. It's been, like, labeled as communist propaganda and shit. It's a great show. Okay. It's hilarious. It had David Cross in some of it as, like, a writer, I think.
I've definitely heard of it, but
But, like, when I first saw this, I was like, this is either a skit from that show or it's like the actual death of the United States of America.
Or it's, like, Idiocracy or something. It's just so bad. And I would love it if, like... Tom Waits or Neil Young did a cover of this.
Like Roy Orbison comes back from the dead to give a cover.
My wet ass pussy.
Wet ass pussy. Ding, 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 ding.
It's just like
wet pussy.
I want to see. The thing is, like, I want to have. If there's a fan of Cardi B, if you're allowed to like whoever you like whatever, it's a free country, you know. But Like, you can't if you say, like, you know what, I know it's garbage, but I like the beat and it's fun to listen to when I'm getting drunk. It's like, whatever. You can't, but that's one thing. But you can't honestly defend this as being, like, have any sort of value.
Like, if there's ever a time period where this is considered an example of American art, that's when you know it's a problem. Like, right now, look, if people are getting down to this, like, we're not trying to say that you can't get down to this.
Yeah, we're not.
Like I said,
we're not a bunch of stick in the mud.
I listen to death metal, which 90% of those bands just sing about reprehensible shit too. I just don't sit here and try to act like the lyrics are something I identify with, or that it's like empowering in any way. To me, it's really just empowering in a musical sense, where I can just enjoy the music and the riffs, and like maybe
you don't get to think about it.
Like, it's just like, the idea is like, like someone would say, well, if I showed them a death metal song in another country, they might say that's decrepit too. Maybe, but I think the difference is death metal is explicitly underground by implication of its own existence.
But this is like top.
This
50.
is literally this is like mainstream. This is where American entertainment is at now.
Yeah,
and that's what's like, depressing. Like,
this is like one of probably the top rated song, and there's so many better musicians out there making.
Like, imagine we're talking about, like, imagine a Johnny Cash cover of this song. Beat it up, N-word, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard.
I mean, some of Johnny Cash's music wasn't exactly like art too, but it's like it was better.
I mean,
like,
at least with Johnny,
like, I shot a man just to watch him die, but like that was more like.
I mean, at least with Johnny Cash, like, Johnny Cash wrote lyrics that relate to real world problems, and it's not over the top. It does take itself seriously.
And that was a song about him being like, he was playing a character in that song. That shit's different. There's
tie me up like I'm surprised.
This is like just it's just empty, and it's soulless, and it's corporate garbage.
Like, it truly is. Like, this is like when people like talk about like actual like trash, like or not. What's a better word? Like, not just trash. Like, when it's like when people say that like America is a degenerate culture, you usually roll your eyes and laugh. It's usually just kind of like whatever. Shit. But when you see this, like, the word degenerate actually does come to your brain, like,
because it's like the problem is that.
Because it's
it's a bad influence on young people, because young people look up to this.
Like, you think about the problems that like this could cause, like, not because musicians like should be censored. I'm not saying musicians should be censored, but the fact, it's really more just incidentally the fact that this is so popular makes me upset. Like, I mean, it's not that Cardi B shouldn't be allowed. I'm just disappointed in the rest of the country for thinking that it's, and like, here's the thing, it's like, I don't want to sound like a fucking grandpa, like, what's with the kids? But like, you know, when we used to like listen to like Eminem or 50 Cent or whatever, you know, there's some of their lyrics are like, holy shit, like, there's really like bad shit. I mean, I think
but that takes like Eminem, whatever you say what you want about it, that guy's got serious fucking talent.
I think that's the difference, is like Eminem, as offensive and irreprehensible as he was, like, what made up for it was the sheer level of skill and creativity that he brought to the table.
He things like amazingly. There's nothing here that's like, I didn't listen to this song like, you know, that might be horrible, but at least like this girl can rhyme. It's like,
yeah, like, or at least she has some kind of like at least she's clever, like, at least there's some sort of creativity here. Like, there's none of that.
There's no,
like, you could say that with almost every other like offensive artist. Like, you know, you could say somebody like, you know, Ozzy Osbourne. Like, at the time, he was probably, some people probably saw his shit as trash, but at least there was talent in the songwriting of his team and the creativity of his imagery. Or, like, at least with somebody like...
Or, like, Tupac.
Yeah.
Or, you know, Biggie. Like, nobody's gonna be like... You know, like, those guys, that takes, like, a real lyricism and, like, creativity. This seems like it was written by, like, a 7th grader.
Yeah, like, it almost seems like, not only was it written by a 7th grader, it seems like a 7th grade boy wrote it as a joke. Like, it doesn't seem like it was written...
Especially because the 7th grade boy is not going to know what a uvula is, either.
Yeah, right. He'd be like, that dangly thing in the back of my mouth, right? What
she has the vocabulary skills of a 12-year-old.
Yeah, literally.
She just doesn't have...
She has the vocabulary skills of the 12-year-olds that jerk off to her.
And, like, here's the thing. I know we were trashing Fish last week, but this gives me, like, a whole new appreciation for them. Like, just,
right. After hearing this song, like, I'm pretty much convinced that every song Fish ever wrote is a masterpiece.
Like, yeah, this might be the bottom. I might try to find a worse song for next week.
It's gonna be hard.
Like a new
I would rather listen to Friday by Rebecca Black than this.
Yeah, well, at least she went away after one song.
Yeah, at least she admitted. She came out. She's like, I didn't intend this to happen. Like, this is supposed to be a joke. This was fun. Like, this is horrible.
Well, that was back when teenagers used to have. There was like some studio where it's like you can make your child a fucking celebrity, and like somebody wrote some basic ass song, and the kid would like sing it, and they didn't even have to have talent. You just have monotone, like, and you had some like rapper making a cameo, and like she made that one song, everyone's like, wow, this sucks, and then she went away and nobody's ever heard of her since. But Cardi B's been around for a few years. She's in movies now. She's like a big name, and she had like an interview with Bernie Sanders, and it's just like, I don't see the value in her as a person.
Yeah. I don't really think she needs to exist.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, what's the point of you?
Basically, yeah. I mean, it's like, here's the thing, like, I'm all for like freedom of speech. I'm all for not like censoring artists. I'm all for saying that people are allowed to make whatever they want. I'm just saying there is a point at which you have to step outside of those virtues and look at something for what it is, and at least make a personal determination of how you feel about it. And I can't really feel any way about this Cardi B song other than really sad and upset about the state of American culture.
Like, she's allowed to make this song. Now, I'm not saying she shouldn't be allowed to do this. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
We're allowed, just as we're allowed to say that her and her music is absolute garbage. And she should have been fucking held accountable for drugging and robbing people, but everyone just let that slide.
People just didn't really see. Like, yeah, I get it. It's not the same as, like, a man doing it to a woman, but that doesn't make it just okay. It's like, it's like, well, she's making it up for all the women that were abused. It's like, no. That is not how it works. That is not how it works. Two wrongs don't make a right. Like, I hate when people be like, well, this makes up for all the oppression of it. It's like, no, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't at all. Like, you're just getting to, like, do something horrible and using that as a cop-out excuse.
Again, she's just tricking people with her vagina. It's all she just views her. That's the thing. I feel like she just views herself as an object. And, her only value.
I want to talk to her. Hey, Cardi, like, maybe you should see somebody.
Read a fucking book, man.
Yeah,
try to. I don't know, man.
Read Pride and Prejudice or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's better than fucking what you're doing right now. Jesus, read some Jane Austen for fuck's sake.
You need help, lady. Yeah, you need to.
Yeah. And Megan Thee Stallion, I just think you should change your name to Megan the Cunt. I think you'll have a lot more success if your name is Megan the Cunt. And get rid of that second E. It's silly. That's all.
But I just found her whole apology to be bullshit when she was like, listen, I know I drug people, but I was doing what I did to survive. It's like, no, you weren't. You could have survived.
That implies that everybody who's poor drugs and rapes people.
Yeah,
that's so unbelievably not true.
What about all those people that work at a gas station or a fucking convenience store that don't drug and rob people?
Like people are like, what else was I supposed to do? It's like, I don't know. That guy was just as poor as you, and he got a job.
You could have made an honest living for yourself.
Yeah, you could have at least done that. Like, you could have at least not use what little advantages you have to harm people.
I'm pretty sure that you would have been famous even if you didn't drug and rob people. Like, that came out after you were already famous. So
and it doesn't make you if you actually get if that's supposed to be giving her some kind of street cred, it's like that's just lame. Yeah, that's not really that impressive. It's like anybody could drug a motherfucker.
You gotta hold that guy down and.
I mean, Ari Shaffir drugged Bert Kreischer. If Ari Shaffir can do it, it's not a survival tactic.
Imagine if Ari Shaffir is like, listen, I was just drugging Bert Kreischer because I had to.
He's like, imagine I did it to survive. Okay.
What are you talking about?
It's like, no, you didn't. You did it because you're an ass. That's the thing about Ari. Though Ari's just like, I know I was an asshole.
Yeah.
And it's
just admit you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
I made mistakes. There's no excuse, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that shit?
Oh, I mean, he's just not really. He did. We can't talk too much about other comedians that we're fans of because then it just becomes their podcast. But really, they did a lie detector test on Legion of Skanks, and they asked him are you sorry for drugging Bert Kreischer? And he was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny, but it's at least he's honest.
Well, also, he didn't do it with the intention of raping and robbing. He was trying to be
Yeah, he gave him Molly. If you intended to rape and rob somebody, the last thing you would give them is Molly.
You would just make them enjoy it.
Yeah, you would just make them either enjoy it or make them really capable of defending themselves.
whenever I drug and rob people, I always like he was just trying to like. I mean, it doesn't excuse it, but he was just like trying to pull a prank on his friend.
I mean, I think it's like, you know, when you're like, here's the thing, because I've been talking to people about this, and you know, we won't go too long on this, but you know, with Ari, it's like. He's in his 40s. Like, Bert Kreischer has, like, his family with kids in the other room. Like, that was kind of stupid. Like, if we were, like, 20 in college, like, let's say I'm 20 in college, and me and my friend are about to go to a party, and then my friend, like, 10 minutes later, is like, yeah, he's like, you know that drink I just gave you? And I'm like, what? He'd be like, it had, like, 2 tabs of acid in it. Like, I would be mad, but... Yeah. At that age, it's not unforgivable. Like, it's very stupid. Like, the next day, I'd probably be like, dude, never fucking do that again. No, but I would still, like, you're 20 years old. Like, it's like, all right, like, I guess now I have to trip. Like, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. But when you're, like, when you're 48, you already have, like, heart problems. You're already scared of flying. You're going on tour the next day. Your wife is in the other room with your kids making dinner. Like... Yeah, I would be pretty goddamn pissed if someone drugged me in that moment, too.
I probably wouldn't.
Even if we were going to be talking on a podcast for 5 hours, it's like, it's still like...
I probably wouldn't talk to that person again.
If I was that age, yeah.
Drugging somebody is like, you're really just...
The only time I'd say it's okay is, like, drugging people with weed edibles is not that big a deal. Like... Yeah, unless it's somebody
unless they tell you specifically, like, they're trying not to do drugs.
That's different, yeah. You know, but, like, if someone gave me a weed edible and then they're like, yo, did you like that cookie? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, there was weed in that. I would be like, yo, good shit. Like, dabs.
If you knew somebody was a pot smoker and you did, like, you know, that's fine. Like,
yeah, but, like, you know, like I said, like, in college, it's still bad. Like, if your buddy, like, slips you LSD, like, that's still a violation. You should still get mad at that person, but... I could see myself not being terribly, like, furious about it. Just because, you know, it would be kind of like a funny college story. Like, oh, all right, I guess I have to trip now.
Remember the time that Tom and...
yeah, it's like, remember the time you fucking drugged me, asshole? But, like, you know, when you're in your... Yeah. I think the point is, like, when you pass a certain age... You should stop drugging your friends, and you should stop. You should stop using your wet ass pussy to get everything you want.
But real quick before, like in Ari's defense, though, I don't think he had any real malicious. I think he was just trying to like.
He was just trying to have fun with his buddy.
He was trying to pull a prank, and it was just really like out of.
And for what it's
worth, he went too far, but I don't think he was like trying to like you know.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I wish I could hear that podcast. Yeah. Because supposedly it was awesome. Supposedly they had an amazing time. But, like, I could see why Bert doesn't want to put it out. Like, he can't, like, promote that at this point. Especially because his wife is, like...
Yeah, if you have kids and shit, it's,
like,
you know...
But, you know... on that note, you have anything else to add today, Jack? Any final...
Keep taking care of your wet-ass pussies.
Yeah, keep them pussies wet ass.
Keep them pussies wet.
Keep them pussies wet ass for a podcast. All right.
Yeah. We got some plug.
Yeah, there's a plug. Yeah, guys, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. We might have a special surprise next week.
Yes.
Might have, this is just like... I don't want to solidify anything. I don't want to solidify anything just in case we get lazy and forget to arrange this. But
we might have a guest.
Might be our first guest next week, folks.
You know,
so we're not gonna give any hints on who it might be, but yeah. So
it's gonna be Cardi B.
It's gonna be Cardi B. Cardi B is gonna come in and explain herself.
Pussy.
Cardi B is gonna come to the studio and build her case for her wet ass pussy.
If she listened to this podcast, she'd probably fucking kill herself, honestly.
Yeah, right. Like, if she actually heard that this is, like, partly the result of the fact that she made that song, she would kill herself.
She'd be like, I was just trying to make a song.
She's like, I was just trying to make money. I didn't think I would give these kids fodder for their shitty podcast. Like, but, all right. Yeah, I think that's all we got today. Yep. Thanks for listening. Any last words?
Keep it classy.
Keep it classy. Podcast Orange out.